Honourable member for Edmonton Ellerslie has a question.
In a province that prides itself on multiculturalism and respect for diversity, multiple black Muslim women were attacked for being black, for being women, and for being Muslim. We need to send a strong message that hate-motivated crimes are absolutely unacceptable. That is why I call upon the government to establish a provincial hate crimes unit and publish the record of its enforcement. Premier, consider that perpetrators of hate crimes look at the government's actions or lack thereof to see if they can act with impunity. Will you create such a unit and publish its record of enforcement?
The Honourable Minister of Justice and Solicitor General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I can assure this House that anyone out there who commits crimes, hate crimes, or any crime of any nature in this province would have and face the full consequences of the law. Mr. Speaker, we condemn acts of racism and discrimination against our minority communities, especially our Muslim women and sisters and brothers. Mr. Speaker, as Minister of Justice, I am committed to making sure that we build a province in which everyone who calls this province home gets to thrive and live their full potential.
The Honourable Member for Edmonton Ellerslie.
Given that these black Muslim women were attacked, are all Albertans just like everyone else? And given that this government is supposed to take care of all Albertans, which is why after the 2017 Quebec mosque shootings, the NDP established the provincial's first anti-racism advisory council and working on creating a provincial hate crimes unit. And then the UCP acts to funding to anti-racism initiatives at a time when hate crimes were on the rise. And then given that the lack of action encourages perpetrators of hate crimes, why is the UCP not taking any substantial actions to address hate crimes and prevent future ones?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me assure this House once again that this government, and on this side of the aisle, that we are committed to make sure that everyone in this province is treated with respect and the dignity that they deserve. Mr. Speaker, as Justice Minister, I and many of my colleagues have held town halls across our province with our cultural community to assure them that this province is their home and that they will be protected. And Mr. Speaker, in the months to come, we are going to be rolling out all kinds of programs and services to make sure that everyone in this particular province who will commit crimes against our people are held to full account.
The Honourable Member.
Given that these women were just going about their lives when someone decided to target them, yelled racial slurs, threatened to kill them, and physically attacked them, and given that understandably these incidents traumatized the victims, and given that we're behind BC and Ontario, who already have a provincial hate crimes unit, and Premier, given that these calls for a provincial hate crimes unit came out of consultations with various cultural groups across Alberta, how can you justify lack of action on a provincial hate crimes unit, and will you act now?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the simple answer is yes, I would act, and this government have continued to act. Mr. Speaker, if members of this House recall, in November of 2020, we banned the practice of carding. The number one problem that the members from cultural communities have complained for decades. Mr. Speaker, before the steps of this legislature, 2016 to 2018, the members from my community and other cultural communities came here to protest. They pleaded with the members opposite to ban the practice of carding. They did not. Mr. Speaker, this is about action. This is not about talk.